Alright, this video is going to come off as preachy, but it's something I firmly believe. I firmly believe that jungling is the most mentally taxing role in the game, more so than any other role. Though, I'm just not saying that it's the most difficult, because honestly there are other roles that could be more difficult based on whatever champions you pick. But I'm just saying the jungling is the most exhausting and most tedious role in the game. Mostly put because every other person's problems becomes your problems as well. Look at this. If top lane fails, you have to take care of top lane. If mid lane fails, you gotta take care of mid lane. All at the same time, worrying about your jungle opponents and your jungle. Like, there's just too much stuff that you have to take care of. And the purpose of this video is just mostly to mentally vent. For me and for other people who are pretty much tired of the jungle crap. The whole blame the jungler is an actual stereotype that exists. Look at this scene. I was asked to gank by Riven, and I go up to gank. I catch Vayne, deal damage to her, blah, and all this other stuff. Well, Riven farmed and paid no attention to what was happening. She finally comes up, and way too late to actually contribute, then fights the Skarner that shows up, and right after he fails to kill anybody, check the chat, I get blamed for the gank failing. I am baffled as to why that happened. And and sad to say, this is not the first time. Like, this actually got me upset to the point where I actually respond. In most cases, I just ignore. The phrase, like I already said, blame the jungler, exists. It's been there for a while, and people do that because honestly, the jungler is the most easy person to blame. And the reason for that is because everybody acknowledges that the jungler is the one who can actually make an impact on a person's lane. Everybody else has to worry about theirs, while the jungler worries about everybody's. So the jungler can cross one side of the map to the other side of the map and help top lane if they need it. This makes it, easy to blame them for when top lane fails to the point where they can't do anything by themselves. Oh, I'm failing, therefore my jungler must come and help me out. It's frustrating, I know, but the sad truth is you have to deal with it. This is kind of like, this comes with the territory. Junglers have to deal with, have to suffer because of gameplay. Lane is failing and you gotta take care of it. That's a gameplay aspect, and you have to suffer because of it. You get invaded, well, tough luck. You gotta play through it. Even if nobody's talking, yet they're failing, you can feel upset about it, and you still just have to deal with it. When it comes to people berating you and people being assholes, you got to deal with it too. And like everybody's kind of been through this. Most junglers have been through this, and it's just kind of not your fault, but there's nothing you can do to change their attitudes. You can't talk to them and make them see reason. Honestly put, the best thing you can do is just try to win, and if you lose, just leave it at that. After the game is over, if you were so shitty, there's no point in continuing to be angry about it, Well, that's why when I stream, if I have a shitty game or my teammates are assholes, I do my best to just shrug it off once the game is over and try again. All this stress and all this suffering comes with the role of being a jungler, so you just have to learn to suck it up. Otherwise, you'll play on tilt and continue to, just do poorly and snowball from there, the slippery slope. And if you just have a chain of bad games, then just leave the game and rest for a little while. Because, there's no such thing as, a bad luck streak. You just either your gameplay is suffering, or you're just, I guess, being an idiot continuing to play when you're on tilt. And yes, even though there are assholes like that Riven and that Jax, and lots of other people who are just, willing to blame the jungler for their own stupid mistakes, take pride in the fact that you're the role who can still pull a victory out of their own asses, even if your top laner is feeding, even if your mid laner is feeding. The jungler has the most impact in the game, so that if you start to panic, if you start to act like a little bitch, then your chances of victory just plummet. So suck it up, try hard, and be the only man in a game full of crying babies.